On November, at 4:37 p.m., the world stood still. Within the frescoed walls of Vatican City, an epic battle was brewing. 115 cardinals huddled together. They're about to change the world by electing a new pope, but they also carried a heavy burden, knowing they'd be judged for all eternity for who they chose. History was watching. But before we delve into this, let's take a moment to remember the extraordinary life of Pope Francis. His story began not in palaces or with silver spoons, but in a humble two-room tenement in the heart of Argentina. He was just a boy when he heard God's call, a call that would echo throughout his life. In 1968, he arrived in a Rome filled with passion, culture, and challenges. It was a time of upheaval, of sexual revolution and clashing ideologies. Yet, amid the clamor, young Jorge found solace in routine. He woke before dawn, took public transportation, cooked his own meals, and walked everywhere, including the 2 miles to the Vatican. There, in the belly of the beast, he worked tirelessly, earning respect through his sheer determination. At 38, his journey took a dramatic turn. He was sent back to Argentina, not as a rising star, but to care for his ailing mother. Yet even in sorrow, there's service. When his father died, he returned to Rome, burying both his parents within weeks. Grief-stricken, he took solace in prayer, pouring his heart out in a moving letter. Amid the turmoil, his faith grew stronger. In 1986, he became a cardinal, a position that would shape his life in ways he couldn't imagine. As years passed, he juggled multiple roles, balancing pastoral work with administrative duties. Then came the shock that reverberated around the world, an event that forever altered the course of the Catholic Church. On March 13, 2013, Pope Benedict XVI resigned, citing health concerns. Suddenly, the cardinals were faced with a monumental decision. When they cast their ballots, Cardinal Bergoglio's name echoed in the hushed chamber. They voted, they deliberated, but it was clear the new pope was not eager to accept his destiny. However, the cardinals persisted, recognizing the unique qualities he possessed. Finally, Pope Francis emerged onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. His first words as pope were a humble prayer for guidance. The choice of the name Francis itself was a signal of the changes to come. He broke from tradition, becoming the first Jesuit pope. He was the first pope from the Americas, sending ripples of excitement and anticipation across continents. His papacy was marked by bold decisions and compassionate gestures. He visited the most neglected corners of society, reaching out to the marginalized and the forgotten. In 2016, he shocked the world by calling for the legalization of civil unions for gay couples. It was a stance that challenged the rigidity of the church and opened doors for crucial conversations. However, this progressive approach didn't come without its critics. Conservative voices grew louder, questioning his methods and policies. Yet Pope Francis remained steadfast, continuing to champion the rights of the oppressed. In 2018, during his visit to Ireland, he directly addressed the clergy sex abuse scandal. With unwavering determination, he pledged to hold abusers accountable, offering support to survivors and urging transparency. This marked a pivotal moment for the Church, acknowledging the pain inflicted and promising action for prevention. Despite the controversies, his global impact was undeniable. He became the first pope to set foot in Iraq, a nation grappling with conflict and division. His visit aimed to promote peace and unity, demonstrating the Church's commitment to dialogue and understanding. But as the years went on, the weight of his responsibilities and relentless travel schedule began to take a toll on his health. Yet even in frailty, he remained a beacon of hope. Traveling to Canada in 2022 to address the country's residential school crisis, a dark chapter that had sought to erase indigenous cultures. With each passing day, questions about his successor loomed larger. Who would carry on his legacy? Who would step into shoes that were uniquely his? The conclave was inevitable, but no one could predict its outcome.
Now,
as we enter the Vatican, the air is thick with tradition and intrigue. These men are more than cardinals. They're the electors, the elite few who will decide the fate of millions. Their ballots are their power, their votes the currency of change. But how does one replace a pope? The process is steeped in centuries of tradition, a delicate balance of divine inspiration and strategic maneuvering. When a papal vacancy arises, the world watches. 115 men known as the College of Cardinals, gather from across the globe. They converge on Vatican City, a city-state draped in history and intrigue. Their task is monumental, a divine mission to elect the successor of St. Peter. As they assemble, a hush falls over the world. All eyes are on the Sistine Chapel, where centuries of artistic grandeur conceals a modern-day drama. Inside this hallowed space, the cardinals are sequestered away from the world. Days turn into a week, each day holding its own drama. They deliberate, they pray, they vote. The world waits, anticipating the puff of white smoke that signals a decision. This is the Papal Conclave, a world of rituals and secrecy. Every decision resonates for the entire Catholic Church. As the conclave commences, the cardinals are cut off from the outside world. No phones, no internet, only the whispers of history and the weight of their responsibility. Each cardinal is sworn to secrecy, ensuring that the sanctity of the process remains intact. The voting is a meticulous affair. Each cardinal approaches the altar, a simple piece of paper in hand, their vote is secret. 2 rounds of voting are held daily until a clear majority emerges. It's a dance of faith and strategy. Holy Spirit guides, but the cardinals must act. When a candidate receives 2/3 of the votes, the world is about to change. The announcement echoes from the loggia. A hush falls, then cheers erupt. The new pope has been chosen. The story doesn't end here. The newly elected pope steps into a world that's eagerly watching. The transition is more than ceremonial. It's a moment of hope and anticipation. The world is waiting. What will the new pope's message be? What direction will he lead the church towards? As the crowds gather in St. Peter's Square, the answers will resonate far beyond the Vatican walls. This event triggers a chain reaction. The Catholic Church, a global institution, reacts. From local parishes to international organizations, the news ripples. Leaders send their congratulations, and soon the new pope will have a sea of faces looking up to him. Yet amid the ceremony and pageantry, the real work begins. The new pope steps into a world that's vastly different from when his predecessor took the throne. The church faces new challenges, from evolving social norms to global conflicts. The conclave is more than just a selection process. It's a testament to the evolution of the church. It reflects the changing times and the challenges that lie ahead. As the ceremony comes to an end, one question echoes in the minds of billions. What will the papacy of next pope's name look like? So the big question is, who will succeed Pope Francis? The frontrunner, Cardinal Matteo Maria Zuppi, the current Archbishop of Bologna. He's known for his progressive views and strong stances on issues like climate change and immigration. However, many see him as a caretaker pope, a bridge between the past and the future. Then there's Cardinal Peter Kodwo Apaya Turkson, a Ghanaian cardinal often mentioned as a potential candidate. His roots in Africa, and experience as prefect of the Vatican S Department for the Integral Human Development make him a strong contender. And let's not forget Cardinal Luis Antonio Tegel, known for his humility and dedication to the poor. His leadership skills were evident when he headed the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines. Could he bring that same passion to the papacy? What do you think? How did Pope Francis' death make you feel? Who should lead the church next? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with your friends. Your voice matters, and we want to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Till next time.